Alright, this is homework help, Module 2, Lesson 21. This is dividing 2 and 3-digit dividends by 2-digit divisors with single-digit quotients and make connections to the Rethern method. So what I advise the kids to always do is to do estimation. So the 53 is going to become a 50, and over here I'm going to do my 5 timetables. And then add a 0 to the end, so I'm counting by 50. And the closest one that I see is the 30 or the 35. It doesn't really matter. I normally like to tend to go a little bit lower. 326 is closer to 350, but only by a little. So I'm going to go a little lower, and that's going to get me, when I divide, my estimation is going to be a 6. 6 times 5 is 30, or 50 times 6 is 300. So I'm going to second use estimation to multiply by divisor. This is our divisor. Okay, so now I'm going to take I'm going to do the 53, and I'm going to multiply it times my 6, and I'm going to get 318. So if I look at my dividends, which is 326, I can see that 318 is very close. Excuse me. 318 is very close. So I'm going to use that to subtract. And my quotient is a 6 from my multiplication right here. Alright, so now I'm going to subtract. 16 minus 8 is 8. Alright, so I have a remainder of 8. 8 is less than 53, so I know I'm correct. Now how am I going to check for sure? Well, I'm going to multiply 53 times 6. And I already know the answer to that because it's right here. 318. Now I'm going to take my 318 and I am going to add my remainder. Eight plus 8 is 16. Carry the 1, then this becomes a 2, and then I have a 3, and that is my dividend. Okay, so there I have my first example. Now I have another example. I'm going to get this out of the way, hopefully. Now I'm going to round again. This time I'm going to 40. Hopefully you can see that it's 200. If you're not sure, then you do the 4 timetables. Alright, so 200 is the closest, and what does that get me? Alright, that gets me 5. And how do I know that? Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, so now I'm going to do my 38 times 5. And that is going to get me 190. And that's very close to my 192. So I subtract that from that. I put in my quotient, the 5. Now I subtract, and I get a 2 as a remainder. How do I check? Well, 38 times 5 equals 190. Then I add to my 190 my remainder, and I get 192. Sometimes when we're doing it, the estimation will be a little too high or a little too low. They just have to know to go down one more or less than the estimation. I'm going to do another one. This is C, which is not a problem that they have to do. Wow, I think I already did this one. Nope. Alright, so this would be 250 divided by 50, which will give me a 5. I'm going to use that 5 to multiply times the 49. Nine times 5 is 45, then 4 times 5 is 20, and then plus the 4 is 24. And that is close to the 261. So my quotient is going to be 5. What I'm subtracting is my 245. It's a little more complicated this time. This becomes 11, and then it becomes 6 here. This becomes a 5, and then I have 16 as my remainder. So 49 times 5 equals 245. 245 plus 16 gives me 456, 261. All right, I won't do that problem because that problem is the one that we need to do for homework. So hopefully that's enough help. Remember that it could be higher or it could be lower. So for instance, if this number 245 was too much, then I would go to 49 times 4. If it was too little, I would go to 49 times 6. Okay, but it was just right. I'll show you the example from today that we did, where we had to take a second look. Here it is. All right, I'm trying to, there we go. That went too far. Oh, sorry about that. All right, so in this problem right here, our estimation was an 8. It was too much. 252 was too much. So we had to go down to a 7 and try 94 times 7. Okay? How do I know that 252 was wrong? Because if I did 712 minus 752, we cannot do that. It's too much. Okay? Now, we're not talking negative numbers. When you get older, you'll understand negative numbers. Okay, do your best. Again, there's some examples from class today. Composite when you need to. And let me give you the bonus word of the day. nature. Should have done it in green. All right.